Plaster man and woman can adorn the Christmas tree, sitting under it. Very cute. They can also adorn a beautiful plant. In this case, this is a plant that helps the air, and I've just got it in a terracotta pot. Got some of the moss down here, and you just stick these, and then you can cover those with the moss, and looks really great for Christmas. Beautiful.
Winter.
And yeah, wintry. And you know, if you water your plant from the bottom, you know, it's not going to hurt Plaster Man and Plaster Woman. And they just look generally cute. Really cute around just, you know, a miniature little tree, or like right here we have a pine cone that's been painted gold. Little bells. It's just really a nice way to put the snowman in, you know, in your Christmas decorations. It's beautiful. If you have a beautiful candy dish and you've made some lovely hard candy like I have done, setting Plaster Man and Plaster Woman next to it, maybe put some garland around the bottom. That's a nice way to use Plaster Man and Plaster Woman. Really wintry, and you know, it makes your hard candy just seem appealing. You know, you've got your snowman and snow woman sitting there. Hard candy is just something that in the winter, for some reason, I crave, and you know, I'd say a number of people do. One of the candies I make in the winter, and I don't make it all year round, so I think that's a wonderful way to use them. If you happen to have plants in your kitchen window, as I do, I have loads of plants. I love my plants. You can use Plaster Man and Plaster Woman to just add something Christmassy to it, because I mean, you've got these plants, a lot of which I have are not Christmas related. I mean, I've got orchids, I've got a type of aloe, another type of aloe, my African violets, orchid, more African violets, and another type of aloe. I've got my little bamboo, another type of aloe, orchids, and then I've got my cactus. And a wonderful way to add a Christmassy, wintry feel to these green plants, you know, because in winter, you know, you have some green plants outside, but you also have a lot of brown plants. It's just to add Plaster Man, Plaster Woman, you know, in the background, the scenery. You know, I could have went as far as adding several of these, and then putting garland around the bottom, some green or some tinsel, just something, you know, to make it look really wintry. You could add some candy canes in there. You could even go as far as to make like a miniature broom, you know, broomstick, because that was with snowmen a lot. You know, that would be a simple thing to do. You could either do it out of like some old broom straws, bending those down, tying them off with a string, hooking a stick to them, there's a broom. You could go as far as like your raffia. You know, I have used a lot of raffia in as far as like on baskets and decorating them, and you could bend that down, take a pair of scissors and just whack it, you know, and have your bristles to your broom. Add, like I said, a stick. You could use a chopstick if you did not want to go outside and find a nice wintry stick. You know, that's the way I would do it. I would just find something wintry and go with it. But that would be a good addition to this. maybe a miniature, miniature basket for her. There's just lots of ways of changing them up, so to speak, to make them look different or to add to them. You know, you could add your own little thing. You could find something pretty as far as her to glue onto her. I mean, that's like her bow. All her bow is bow tie pasta. That's it. And I put enough paint on there and gloss to last. So, I mean, I make pins with the bow tie pasta that have last. I've got some that have last for 16 years. So, you know, if you coat them well with some paint, they're going to last. But there's lots of ways of dolling them up. He could have had a bow tie out of bow tie pasta. You can buy the smaller bow tie pasta. He could have had a cute bow tie. But there's ways of just doing them differently. And that's something that if you make Plaster Man and Plaster Woman, you can have fun with. And make all different kinds of them. Add little things to them, like the hat that my son printed off and added to him. Well, I could have crocheted a little toboggan. That could have been added in. I used to crochet a lot of toboggans and mittens, and you know, things like that could be added in. You could make your own little pair of ice skates with a paper clip, and you know, add a little something to it and some string, and that could have been tied across, you know, the snowman like he was holding it. I could have glued sticks onto the snowman and the snow woman for arms. There's just so many different ways that you could doll them up, dress them up, make them your own. If you can glue sticks, see those sticks on this light bulb, and making this into a snowman. The top could have been painted. My little girl made this for me for Christmas. Top could have been painted and made more look like a toboggan. But if you can glue sticks onto those, you could glue sticks onto Plaster Man and Plaster Woman. And as far as raffia is concerned, you can do all sorts of things. If you can look right here and see this little fella sitting here. See, he is made of a type of raffia. And all it is braids. He's been gathered up here. He's got a ball in here. He has a little platform of wood, if you can see that. And he's got a dowel rod through the middle, or a dowel stick. And there's just so much you can do with raffia. And sticks. I mean, for heaven's sakes. This is a light bulb. You know, Plaster Man and Plaster Woman could be made into more. So I'll think up some more things I'll try to and show you different ways of using them. Maybe on the table, guarding the cookie jar. I think that's a cute way of doing it. And then there I have more rock candy, of course. My children love grapes. So as you can see, I always keep the grape basket on the table. We grow grapes and they love them. So you could stick Plaster Man and Plaster Woman down in the grapes or in the fruit basket if you have one. And it would just look really festive. I do have a fruit bowl on the table as well, but it's a good way of using them. Okay, I have my Christmas goose. All this is a gourd, a swan gourd, and I painted it into a goose, if you can see that. She has her eyes, and she has also got in there, if you can see, eggs. These are also gourds. But Plaster Man and Plaster Woman look really cute in there with her. It just adds, you know, wintry to her because she stays up there all year. I actually done that gourd many years ago for my grandmother. And that's where it hang whenever she was alive. So that's where it will continue to hang. But they help add a wintry feel to it. So, and you know, that's like this basket I've got here with this plant in it. You know, I could stuck them in there. They would have looked really cute, would have been wintry. Up here I've got another gourd that I wood burnt of the angel guarding the children. But I think it looks really cute overall and wintry. Okay, the bathroom. More plants, as you can see. Not very wintry. But if I add Plaster Man and Plaster Woman, it gives it a little bit of winter. Then I've got a turtle shell. Of course, that doesn't really associate with the winter in my opinion, but they look really cute stuck in between the plants. It gives it a sort of cool feel. Okay, and lastly, this is a wreath that I put out every winter on my door, on one of my doors. Well, this is the back door. And if you see, I put Plaster Man and Plaster Woman in the center, and it even looks more wintry. You know, the fruit, some of it's like a fall aspect of this wreath. I love this wreath though. But if I put them in the center, it makes it more wintry. I could have went with a nice red bow right here. Velvet or silk would have made it even look more wintry. But I think that's a cute way to use them, and use them every year. I mean, you can make plenty of them. If you've got a 3D printer, go on to Thingiverse. You can get this. He's got his thing set up on there where you can download that, whatever it is. He knows about all of that. And you can make your own mold and pour your own. Now, we did decapitate them. We had to fix them. As you can see, she was a little bit rough around the edges right there. But he come out pretty good. But, you know, if you had some of the mold release or something like that, this might not have happened. If we'd have got our metal rod all the way up through into the head, this might have not have happened. So, I mean, overall, in my opinion, it's a wonderful thing to do, a wonderful project. It's one that even children could help with. I mean, you know, you could mix up the plaster. They could help mix up the plaster. They could even pour it. You know, it's just something that would be really good to do with kids or just to do yourself. Me and my son had a lot of fun doing this. We've had a lot of fun with the snowman mold. We've made our soap. We've done our candle. We've done our plaster. We've done lotion bars in it. We've just had a lot of fun with it. And we hope that if you have a 3D printer, you'll get on there on Thingiverse and print out your own.